Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady. Today we have 3 news stories. First, about a crazy lady in a wholesale store. Second, about Karen who tried to fire a firefighter who puts out a fire. And our third story is about a guy who was twice mistaken for an employee in a coffee shop. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for new stories every single day, and move on to our first story. I'm not an employee or cutting in line, crazy person. My husband and I went to the giant American wholesale store, sort of like Mostismo today, and it was packed. I couldn't find one item I wanted on our first pass through, but I was worried about making it to an appointment on time, so I said forget it, and we got in line to check out. There were 3 people ahead of us, all with packed carts, so I decided to run back to one of the aisles we didn't check to see if I could find it. I didn't find the thing I wanted, but I did find a giant bottle of hot sauce for cheap, so I grabbed that and hustled back to the checkout. This is where crazy lady who just wanted to be mad at the world comes in. I'm weaving my way through the madness that's the checkout lanes and finally get to my husband, who just reached the conveyor belt thing where you load your groceries so they can be scanned. I show off the bottle of hot sauce I found and put it with our other stuff, and this B-word starts snapping her fingers at me. Except I don't realize she's doing it at me because the place is a madhouse, right until she gets about 2 inches from my face. Excuse me, if you can get him something, you can get me a bag of potatoes. The red ones, not yellow. Granted, this place doesn't have a uniform, and we live in an area where hair dyed unnatural colors and lots of piercings and tattoos are common, so it's not like I couldn't be employed there. Except I was missing a name tag, and I'm pretty sure the employees don't go fetching items or participating in PDA with customers. I was just gaping at her while my brain attempted to figure out this situation. But fortunately, my husband stepped in and said, "She doesn't work here. She's my wife. She was just getting one more thing. And you are being incredibly rude." Instead of apologizing or being embarrassed like a sane person, this woman then puffed up her chest and flared her nostrils. "Well then, you're cutting in line." My husband pointed out that he had been with the cart the whole time, and I literally got one more thing. At this store, you go to buy stuff in bulk, so most people have large, packed shopping carts. A single item isn't going to add any more than a second or two. Somehow, being called out made this woman fly into a rage, and she went storming off to find a manager, leaving her cart unattended. So once my husband and I had all our stuff ready to check out, the guy behind the crazy woman passed her unattended cart and started putting his own stuff on the conveyor. Just one more thing to convince me never to go back to customer service. And our second story. Crazy lady complains that I, a volunteer firefighter, should be fired. I volunteer for a small town, Australian, fire brigade, which often does burn-offs of public land and private land, if you ask us nicely. I would love to be a full-time firefighter, and am planning on becoming one soon. Most work of the non-firefighting work I do is in my own small town, and I know almost everybody around me. One day, I volunteered for a large-scale burn-off which was being coordinated by the local council and forest management, which is being conducted in a town which has its own paid firefighters. This absolute degenerate of a human being drags her child over to talk to me, which is odd for a number of reasons. 1, I'm currently in full gear and talking to my captain about how best to begin burning off the bushes. 2, the area was closed to the public. How the F did you get in? And 3, there's a effing fire 20 meters from us. Either way, this effing reprobate keeps telling her child to ask me something. This kid is visibly terrified, and rightfully so. We're next to a effing fire. The kid begins to ask me and my captain about the CFA, Country Fire Authority, and my captain tells me I have to get her out of here. Crazy lady is CL, kid is kid, captain is CPT, and me is me. Kid, mumbling, "Why are you starting a fire?" I tried to tell the kid about how burning off overgrown bush and scrub can aid in preventing brush fires, but remember, we're right next to a effing fire. Me. "I'm sorry guys, I'd love to chat, but we need to get you guys back to safety." CL. "This is a burn-off, it's safe." Me. "No, it's not safe. This is a fire, and it's not safe to have you or your kid hanging around the fire or our appliances." Or something like that. CL. "No, it's meant to be safe, and if it's not safe, I'm going to complain to the council that you were conducting an unsafe burn near my house." It wasn't near any houses. but it was close to a footy oval and footy was canceled for it. I try my best to tell her that the fire is under control, but it's not safe to have her and her effing child next to a going fire. CL, still refusing to back away. Why are you being so rude? My son just wanted to talk to a fireman. Me. I'm sorry, ma'am, but it's not safe for your kid to be here. Try and come by any station or call a member or something. I'm sure we can get someone to talk to your kid, but not now. CL. F you. My kid loves Firesies, and you're being a total a-hole. I was being as nice as possible. I'm going to talk to your manager. She really said manager. And you'll be fired. I'm an effing volunteer. Me. Calm the F down, miss. You need to leave. This effing delusional woman pushed past me and marched up, kid still in hand, to my captain, who isn't even in charge of the operation, and tells him that I'm being rude and trying to get her to leave her neighborhood. Didn't tell her that, and the captain is the one who told me to do this. CPT. Ma'am, you need to leave now or else we're going to call the police as you're interfering in CFA business. CL stormed the F off and screamed at me on the way by. The whole time her kid was terrified and trying to get away, but this mental case had his hand held so tight it was about to pop off. I can't believe how crazy this effing chick is, dragging her kid around an active fire and bothering firemen while they're working. I can't be fired. I can't even be thrown off the brigade by my captain. It's weird, but basically if they want to fire me, the best they could do is have my qualifications taken away, but it doesn't matter. This crazy woman tried her best to have me fired for trying to keep her and her kids safe from an effing fire. Sorry, it's not really a I don't work here lady story in the conventional sense, but it's not really my job. I can park here. I'm shopping. This happened a little over an hour ago, but started months prior. There's a shopping center a few miles away that has my favorite coffee shop in it. It's got a notoriously small parking lot, but not very busy at 7 a.m. In the past, I've seen an identical sport SUV that parks there a few times. It's one of those things you notice because my vehicle is not that common and we've got similar vinyl decals in the lower left corner of the back window. I get my coffee and breakfast sandwich and sit outside at one of the tables, sipping away as I read Reddit/news/email. I'm oblivious to anything going on when my ears perk up to what is midway through a heated discussion. The coffee shop manager is firmly denying that his employee is working today, while the security guy for the parking lot is pointing back to my car saying that the employee is. I don't register what's going on at this point. I just know that some security rent-a-cop is pointing at my car. I keep silent for a few moments, wondering WTF is going on. Does he think I hit someone with my car? Am I being accused of something? My tags are current. I didn't park incorrectly. All these things are going through my mind, not realizing that my car happens to look like an employee's car for the coffee shop. Manager. Well, I'm telling you, he's not working today, and I don't see him inside. He might have parked here and gone down the street. Security lock guy. Either way, he can't park here. We have the employee section around the side for a reason. Everything clicked, so I spoke up. I immediately addressed them in a dickish tone, as I could tell that the security guard was a hard ass. Me. That's my car? Both turned to look at me puzzled. I didn't get a chance to speak. It's my car you're pointing at and making a fuss over. Manager. Oh, I'm sorry. We thought it was one of my employees' cars. Security lot guy. Why are you driving coffee employee's car? He was supposed to inform you that the employee lot is around me. It's my car. I chirped the alarm for emphasis. Security lot guy. So, coffee employee drives your car? Me. No, this is my car. It's been my car for 7 years. Nobody drives it but me. Coffee employee must have a similar looking car. I've seen one in the lot a few times, usually around the corner. So the security lot guy tried to spin this that I should park in that same area in the future to avoid the confusion. The coffee manager vehemently scolded him and told me that I could park where I wanted, apologized for the confusion, and gave me a free bagel for my trouble. I thought it was amusing, probably caused the employee a few reprimands in the past for my extended coffee visit stays in the past. Whoops, sorry dude. Update, I can park here, I'm shopping. Same issue, new security guard. This happened this morning as well. I'm off to do some errands on my day off, so I pulled up to my favorite coffee shop. I've only gone here a few times since the incident last month or so, too busy, not exactly on the way to anything, etc. So I'm seated inside this morning when the same manager from before walked up to my table and asked, "Pardon, you're the gentleman with the same car as one of my employees, right?" Yeah. I honestly had no idea why he would approach me and ask me that. For a brief moment, I thought he might have found out about the Reddit post. Okay, so just to be sure, that's your car outside. I finally noticed a security guard standing a few feet away from the manager. Different guy from before? Oh, for F's sakes. I look right at the security guard and politely tell him, pleading in fact, just look at the license plate, different numbers. It was as if the manager's words and what I just said went in one ear and out the other. I swear, the guy actually said, "Sir, is that your vehicle parked outside?" Dumbfounded, I said, "Yes." "Okay, thank you for your time." And he turned and walked away. Plates! Check the plates next time. Hey guys, thank you all for watching video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.